We live, y'all. We live, y'all. We live. We live. We live. Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. What are y'all doing this afternoon? Guess what? You're watching Anjanette Speaks. Yes, you are. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you. Listen, we are with Endure Entertainment. And when you think of Endure Entertainment, you think of clean entertainment. And when you think of clean entertainment, you think of Endure Entertainment. We are on Endure Entertainment, and we thank you for having us. Anjanette Speaks is awesome. We love to be here. This is an awesome platform for something great. We're talking about God and changing people's lives and impacting the world and inspiring others. So, Anjanette Speaks, the real, the raw, and the inspiring. Thank you for stopping by on today. Listen, we got a great show lined up for you today. I have a friend that I met. I'm going to call her my friend and my sister. I met her at our Unmuted conference. You guys know, if you don't know, I'm going to let you know, I am a co-author in a book called Unmuted. We'll talk about that a little later. And so I met this wonderful, amazing, quiet spirit that is like a quiet assassin. Don't let her fool you, okay? Don't let her fool you. Okay. She be playing. Okay. She play too much, actually. So we met each other and she pulled me to the side and gave me some alignment in God and spoke life into me, spoke to me prophetically. And everything that she said lined up with exactly what God was trying to do. So, you know, when you meet somebody like that, you got to connect with them, right? So we are here today. Pastor, prophet, teacher, minister, and y'all, she has a master's degree in psychology. Now, I'm gonna push her to go get the PhD, but she don't know that yet. But listen, future doctor, okay? We need that. So most of the time you hear about divinity and theology, but not a lot of times do you hear a pastor or someone, you know, a prophet that has a master's degree in psychology. I think that says a lot about where her heart is, right? That she wants the kingdom to take care of themselves mentally. Now, I think that's a calling, and I think she is right on time. So listen, I'm not going to prolong the time. I'm going to bring up Pastor, prophetess, teacher, Tandra Williams Warren, and I want you guys to give her a round of applause. I don't think I have my round of applause. I'm going to clap for her. And I'm going to bring her on, and we're going to just talk. Listen, we're talking about depression in Christianity, managing depression, and we want to make sure that you have the tools you need to be successful in managing depression. Welcome to Anjanette Speaks, prophetess Tandra Williams Warren.
Thank you, woman of God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So glad to be here.
Welcome to Anjanette Speaks. Welcome, welcome. We are so honored to have you.
Yay.
We are so excited. Everybody, YouTube, Facebook land. Hello.
Yay.
So
glad to be here.
Right in. I'm just going to jump right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and why you wanted to pursue psychology as a degree versus, say, divinity or theology or any of those others.
Well, for one reason, coming up through the years, I see a lot of people need someone to listen to. At a young age, I had a lot of older people used to come to me and just talk to me. They would just vent, and they would be way older than me. And they would call me, and my dad would say, "Get out that phone. You're not no counselor." But that just goes to say the calling is already there. It's already inside of you. And sometimes you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're walking in. But the whole time God has orchestrated your walk. He has orchestrated the path that you're supposed to be on. And a lot growing up, you don't know that at the time. But a lot of people used to talk to me, and I would talk to them, and I would give them the word of God or just my, advice at the time. And it always been in me to be that helper, to be that listener, to be that motivator, to be that encourager, and to help people get through their problems and situations. There that is a need because so many people are stuck about talking to people, especially, African American. We have come a long way from where we used to be, but we was private with a lot of things, and some things you just didn't say. Some things was always kept, in house.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we walked around with a lot of secrets and things that was eating us up on the inside and not
Yes,
speaking
ma'am.
to anybody about it. So God just led me down a road of studying psychology and counseling to become the professional. And you have to understand the mind and different things, about the human being, as a person. So that's what led me to psychology, and also, fighting with my own personal matters and problems. And also, I was that girl the people would come to. So I wanted to understand more, have more answers, and be able to help more on a professional level.
Got you. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I want
Mhm.
to say to the people you have helped, the people
Yeah.
that are waiting on you, right, to
Amen.
help,
Yes. Yes.
the people that are coming down the pipeline, the future, right? I
Yes.
want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your yes. Thank you for
Yes.
doing that for us. Now, listen, Internet Speak started because I was talking about um, um, depression and anxiety. So I started
Yes.
a YouTube channel when I finally decided that I had to do something about my situation, right? And
Yes.
so anxiety had kind of taken over. Um, and I hadn't been depressed in a while, but anxiety was off the chain. And so I
Yes.
decided I was looking it up right on YouTube, and I didn't see anybody that looks like me and what
Yes.
their experience was like.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that I was going to be the one to talk about it. So I started
Okay.
Angela Speaks. It was called Couch Chronicles in the
Wow.
car because I was always
That
in the car.
sounds powerful.
And I started talking about it, and one of the videos got like 13,000 views, right?
Wow. Much needed.
Yeah, and I still to this day people are watching those from 2018, 2019, saying I was looking for someone that looked like me. And so the
Wow.
tagline was Black Girl on Lexapro, right? And I was talking about being a Christian and struggling with wanting to get medicine, struggling to want to
Mm-hmm.
get help because I pray. I'm an intercessor, I'm a minister. I should have this
Mm-hmm.
under control, right? And it was
Mm-hmm.
beating me up until God gave me the permission. Look, I made doctors. I made
Absolutely.
medicine. I
Yes.
made somebody to talk to. I gave someone the
Yes.
gift of listening. I gave
Yes.
someone the wisdom for direction. What are we doing
Amen.
here?
Amen.
What's going
I'm
on?
so glad you said the gift of listening because everybody's not a listener.
That's
You
right.
have to hear what the person is not saying
That's right.
by what they're saying.
That's good.
Amen.
Good. So I want to
Yes.
dive in. We spent about 10 minutes just introductions, but I want to dive in. So can you tell me, as a woman of God, let's go with woman of God first, as a believer and a believer that is struggling with depression, what are some of the things that you would say? One, what would you say to them for feeling condemned for not getting help or not wanting to get help because Jesus got it? That's number one.
Mhm.
And then how would you show them how to manage it? What would you say?
Well, one, I would say it's the enemy when you feel condemned. Because if you feel condemned about something that you have no power of or control of, you need to seek help. You need to speak with
That's
someone
good.
and you need to get help because that is a mental issue that can grow into greater things.
Right.
So it's best to catch it and do something about it when you see the signs And you
Mm.
must understand what the signs are that you are dealing with depression.
What
Because
are the
sometimes,
signs?
yes, sometimes life throw us in the dump, and we feel down. But when you start to feel down and you start to feel sad, you're crying, you feeling unworthy, you want to isolate, you eating more or you're not eating, those are signs of depression. And you need to seek help for that depression. As a godly woman, you must be honest with yourself. There are some things about me that's not okay.
That's
You
good.
have to admit it's not okay.
That's good.
And of course, you can't talk to everybody, but there is somebody you should be able to talk to,
Pastor
especially
Sandra.
your leader. Yes. Yes, yes. And you shouldn't feel embarrassed about whatever the problem is, because at this moment you seeking help. You
Right.
got to have a willing mind to want to be helped. You got to be willing
Good.
to do the work, and you got to be willing to be honest and
Right.
open.
Right.
Sometimes when we hide, it's because we feel ashamed, and God can't deliver us
Mm.
when we in shame and
Slow
we
that
feeling
down.
guilt.
Slow that down and say that one more time. God can't deliver us. Go ahead. Say that again.
He cannot deliver us if we're not allowing him to.
That's
So
good.
he needs to deliver us by us being honest with ourselves, because he already knows. Then going to God and being honest with him and
Yes.
asking for help, asking to come out of that place that you are in. And
Yes.
and those defeating thoughts and those defeating feelings that keep us so suppressed, we have to get help for it before it gains control over us, because a situation is just like a fire. It can spread
Mm-hmm.
and it can consume, and also it can destroy. So we
Right.
have to be very careful um, how we handle things. Meaning, too, you don't want to go weeks and months at a time. You need to find somebody that you can talk to and you can confide in. And as a Christian woman dealing with depression, I let God knew what was my problem, which he already knew, but coming to terms that I had to trust God to bring me out. Also,
Right.
I had to do the work, and my faith had to increase to know that God can change anything.
Right.
He has all power to do anything. Because most of the time, as women, we wear so many hats and we deal with so much stress. We the head of the household. We're single moms. Some of us married, children. Sometimes the children not doing right, the husband not acting right, family not acting right, competitive on the job's not going right, bills are due, sickness, mom sick, dad sick, or you their caretaker, or they needing you. You needed to be the auntie, you need to be the sister, you need to be
Oh
the
Lord, you
friend.
down my you down my oh Lord, you down
So
my alley. And then
so
somebody just say, "Can you be on the intercessory prayer team?" And
yes,
you need to be,
yes,
and you need to be the minister, and you need to preach. Oh Lord,
yes,
girl, you just
yes,
done walked out down my street.
yes. So what we tend to do is try to be the hero for everybody else but ourselves. So
That's
you
good.
have to manage your depression and manage life until God deliver you from whatever the situation is. And it's not for the world to know, but somebody need to know. Somebody need to be able to help you and walk you through it. Along with, I do believe God put doctors here for a reason.
Absolutely.
I do believe in, medication along with psychotherapy, different ways to managing. Sometimes we don't need the medication. Person, I didn't take the medication, but I don't have anything against it. I just kept believing and using natural things like exercise. You have to eat right, because when you don't eat right, so much sugars make you feel fatigued, you're tired, you're feeling lazy, you have no motivation. All that plays a part. And then you have a lot of things that you need to release. Exercise is a good way to release some
That's good.
things.
That's good.
And the more I walk, the more I release and the more I hear God speaking to me. And so that helped me get through my depression, my faith, my prayer life, reading my word and trusting and believing in what I read. And that's a lot of problem with Christians today. We say we believe God, but then when it comes down to the wire, trusting and believing in something you cannot see, and you got emergencies or you got a problem at hand, it becomes hard. So you have to be sold out into your faith. You have to be sold out in order to just use your faith to get through it. Um, you have to be a believer. You have to take self inventory and know that God will show up because He have did it so many times before. And then also, some people prefer to have a medication, an antidepressant, along with counseling and therapy. Nothing is wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking a, you know, antidepressant to help you get through today, um, through the week until your situation is where you need to be. And as I said before, God deliver you or you manage it that way. There's nothing wrong with that because we're human.
So you said a couple of things I want to pull out and talk about because I struggled with the thought that, and with people telling me that because I sought out for medicine, I didn't trust God.
Absolutely wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
Wrong.
If the questions were, if you so believe in God, how can you have so much faith? How can you profess that you are a Christian and a woman of God, but you're gonna go to the doctor and get medicine, right? But I know, and my God knows, right,
Yeah.
that this is something that I'm struggling with that is in my genes. This is a
Yeah.
genetic thing. This goes
Yes.
4 generations back.
Yes.
My dad has it. My dad had it. His father had it. I can only, what I can do is pray and cancel what was in my bloodline, right? So that it don't affect
Right.
my children.
Absolutely.
I did not even
Absolutely.
know how deep it ran until my oldest daughter started struggling with it. And she went in the hospital first when she was
Yeah.
younger. And I was like, wait a minute, something, and I want to cast
Mhm.
out, but God's like, no, you got to find the source, the root. This is in your genes.
Absolutely.
I started asking
Absolutely.
questions, started reaching out to family members and wanting to know what is in our genes, right? And so another thing that I wanted to that you had said was nothing wrong with getting medicine and getting psychotherapy and exercising, managing. This is
Mhm.
what I want to say.
Mhm.
Managing those managing depression, meaning that you managing life. Here's what I
Absolutely.
noticed in my life, and I'm gonna be real
Mhm.
transparent because that's what
Yeah.
we do here on Engineer Speaks. We tell the truth.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I noticed that when I was around particular people or in relationship with a man or something, like if that would be my trigger.
Yes.
If I was
Yes.
in a relationship that was abusive or mentally abusive, oh my God. But the minute that I got out, Pastor Tandra, I'm talking about probably 3 weeks later, I'm feeling better
Yes.
already. The weight is
Yes.
lifted. And one thing I
Yes.
wrote in the book that I was telling you about, the unmuted, I was
Yes.
saying a lot of my stuff was, I can't speak for nobody else, but I had self-inflicted nonsense. And I wish
Mhm.
I would have had a counselor or somebody I could talk to, right? That I
Yes.
could trust to kind of, but I didn't trust nobody, Pastor Tandra. I didn't.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
struggled with that on my own and dealt
Mhm.
with it and figured it out, right? On my own
Right.
because I didn't trust nobody to tell my stuff to.
Right.
I didn't know how to go to people and say I'm insecure and this person makes me feel, even worse, right? About
Right.
whatever, my big nose, my little booty, whatever. And
Yes.
now I'm feeling like down and just depressed. My head is down and I don't feel beautiful anymore. right? Because
Right.
I'm in this situation, or at work, when you know the job, but for whatever reason you're not getting that training or whatever, and you feeling inadequate, maybe that's your trigger, and you
Right.
feeling down, and then you start feeling depressed on this job, and you like, I don't want to go to work and this and that. Soon as you get in the job, you know what you're doing, everything is right. Where's depression? Gone.
Right. Right.
Sometimes it's
Absolutely.
situational.
Right. Absolutely. And you brought out so many great points, Anjanette. Excellent points, because a lot of times we struggle because the Bible said we perish because of the lack of knowledge. So a lot of times we don't have the knowledge that we need to do feel adequate, or to do
Right.
certain things that we know we can do. We just need that person to take up time with us, and that to explain it and to go through it with us. And a lot of times we get thrown situations and on jobs and different things, and we have to self-teach ourselves how to do it or how to come out, because there are no leaders, there are no mentors, there are no instructors to help us get through. But you said so many things, special women going through trauma. There are trauma experiences in our life that we deal with, and it always send us back to point one, where we deal with certain things, and those triggers you was talking about are so important. Things trigger those emotions, those
Yep.
feelings. A
Yep.
lot of us deal with PTSD and we don't even know we have it,
Right.
along with depression, because we have been through some kind of traumatic situation in our life, and bad relationships, as you was talking about. Oh, that's good. That's number one with a lot of African American females. Bad relationships, going back to the ancestors, as you were saying. A lot of things are genetic in the childhood, from the childhood on back. A lot of things we don't understand that has passed through, that become generational curses, and we
Yes.
don't
Yes.
understand what it is. It has passed from one generation to
To
the
the next.
next generation. So you have to do the work and the footwork sometimes to find out what's in your background, what's
That's
in your
right.
generation, what do we struggle with. And a lot of times you will find answers, and depression may be one of them, because of so many things that has happened.
That's right.
Anytime you deal with a traumatic experience, it's always going to bring some type of depression. And even when we consider ourselves healed or better, it always still come back to us,
Mm-hmm.
because we have to learn how to manage it,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't allow it to come back and take control,
Mm-hmm.
unless we get total deliverance from it. And that takes a process. A lot of times we have to go through the process. It doesn't mean God is not moving, it means that He's taking us one step at a time.
I
And a
believe
lot
that.
of times, going back to what you said as a Christian and using medication, yes, because we're still human. We still in a fleshly
That's
body.
right. That's
We're
right.
not untouchable. God
Mm-hmm.
said there will be trials, many tribulations. And so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to do what is necessary to get control of what we're going through, or else it will get control of us. So we have to be wise. And God said He gave us all a measure of faith.
That's
Just
right.
because somebody else's faith is different from yours doesn't mean you don't have faith.
That's
But I
right.
know what's necessary for me.
That's right.
So there is a difference with everything, and people try to judge. People try to look at your situation and judge my situation against one another. But this is an individual thing, like it's a personal, individual walk with God. You have to go through this with God, and
Yeah.
knowing who you are and what's best for you. And
Right.
a lot of times we stay into situations, as you were saying, where it calls us to continue to go through those moments, those depressions, those episodes, because we in toxic relationships. We are in toxic place. We are around negative people. We are around non-believers. We are around people that come to drain us, come to um, be negative about our dreams, our goals, and things that we're setting out to do, but you can't share everything with everybody. It's a lot of stuff you have to learn as an individual, and hoping that you are maturing
Mhm.
each and every day about life.
Mhm.
And ministry helps guides us along with our leaders into that process and through deliverance with God. But you got to be willing to go through the process, meaning that you can't start this and then stop it. You
Right.
got to be consistent with
Ooh,
what
child.
you do. Yes.
Ooh.
And that's to overcome, that's to get through, that's to manage, that's to get power, keep your power.
Yeah.
Because if you allow the enemy an inch, you know he's gonna take a mile.
A whole mile. 5 miles
Yes,
out. 5 miles.
yes, yes. So
So
you have to have wisdom.
yeah, you gotta have
Yes.
wisdom. And then so I have some cousins and relatives and friends that don't believe in um Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some believe that, they're agnostics. And how
Mm-hmm.
do I minister to those people? And I simply tell them, um, whatever you believe, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
have to believe in something of a higher power. And
Absolutely.
they'll normally agree with me on that, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you believe, if you believe that you are the master of your own, God put us on this earth, and you the master of your own abilities.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't manage, you still need to reach out to another master of their own abilities, right? So reaching out
Absolutely.
to a psychiatrist, a counselor, I am big on it. But see, I'm the kind of person, and I'm getting better with this, but if I live the life that
Mm-hmm.
I told other people to do, if I did
Mm-hmm.
what I told other people to do, I would be in a better situation. I don't
Mm-hmm.
take my own advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one that can tell you, okay, do this, do that, do this. I literally have to think to myself, okay, if one of my friends was in this situation, what would I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not consistent.
Right.
So the reason why I believe that my deliverance was prolonged and there's still a little bit of a battle is, one, it's genetics, right? But two, I'm inconsistent.
Absolutely.
So what I had to say is, no matter what, Anjanette, take your medicine,
Yes.
right? Because then I don't realize that I'm plummeting 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I'm depressed. I don't feel good. Well, you ain't consulted your doctor, and you
Yes.
done decided a month ago you was great. Everything
Right.
is everything, right? You can hear
Right.
from God. Your heart is right. You good, right? So you
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yes. And then
Yes.
you start taking your medicine. And my girlfriend, so I have a girlfriend. I call her my sandbox friend. We've been friends since we was 5 years old. So she's like, I'm on the phone with her and I'm all like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, have you had your medicine? No. Okay. So go take your medicine and let's talk in about 2 days. Because it take you about 2 days to get yourself back right.
Yes. Yes.
Call me and let's go through this problem again. Because right now,
Uh-huh.
you high strung and I can't get through because you just all over the place. I want to quit. And you believe that? And she's like, mm-mm. Because now that
Mm-hmm.
my friend on medicine is very calculated, very,
Yeah.
this is what's going on. This is what I think I need to do. Da, 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 da. She said, but when you off your meds, I can tell you just all over the place and you just violent and mad and no, right?
Yeah.
So I said to God, I was like, why am I struggling with anger so bad? And then I said,
Mm-hmm.
I got anger and it's depression. And he said, many are the afflictions of the righteous.
Right.
Many,
Yeah. Yes.
many. He said, but you choosing to be angry. about everything. You
Yes.
stump my toe, I'm mad. And I ain't talking about just mad. No, I'm mad. A long time. Mad.
Yes.
Mad. And that contributes to what? Anxiety.
Yes.
So the Lord put me
Depression.
on the altar about a month ago. And I just ain't gonna
Uh-huh.
get mad no more. We just me and Anger just broke up. We just gonna break up. I was like, look, dog, I don't want Jesus to handle me like that no more. So in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Usually I get that little
Absolutely.
private deliverance while I'm in my closet rolling around. But that time he got me in front of everybody. I was like, oh, we don't do this.
Yes.
But I said all that to say, when we are
Hmm.
managing these things and we are, I don't want to throw people off and they're saying, oh, I don't believe in God. I don't care. Whatever you believe in, manage your symptoms. Get up. I
Right.
know, listen, the bonbons and the Snicker bars and the diabetes
Yes.
and the ice cream and the
Yes.
soda is not good for you.
Right.
It attributes
Absolutely.
to the anxiety and the depression. It you cannot eat that stuff.
Yes. And it also triggers to other problems, as you were saying, sugar diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Anytime your physical body is down and struggling, it's definitely going to do something to you in the spirit realm, whether you understand that or not, your emotions, your feelings. Because one, if you're emotional eater, you're going to eat
Yes.
more, and
Mm-hmm.
that's going to cause more problems
Mm-hmm.
for your body. It can lead to heart attack, all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of things. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to learn how to manage it in a healthy way.
Right.
For those that choose to take medication, as I said, you have to take it and be consistent about taking it.
That's good.
And that was one of the things that I struggle with because I hate to take pills.
Me
And I
too.
knew I was going to take them every day like I should. So a lot of times when you start this medication, you just cannot jump off. At
I
times
learned
you
that.
have to wean off, or you have to continue to take it and at a low dosage. Sometimes your dosage may be higher at some point, and then it comes down to a milder. You have depression comes in mild, moderate, and severe. And when it's severe, that's when you get the suicidal thoughts. You get those thoughts of self-harming yourself, or harming others. So you really have a very serious episode then, because now you have become harmful to yourself or maybe someone else. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to not just think about yourself, you have to think about others, especially if you live in the house with others, because your behavior can cause other people to go through something mentally as well, being the caretaker,
Mm-hmm.
being, just that person living in the house, which also
Right.
can send them through a traumatic experience, dealing with the different episodes, the ups and downs, the mood swings, the manic stage, the severe stages. So you have to be honest with yourself, going back to what I said at the beginning, and realize that you are angry, like you're saying. Some people
Mm-hmm.
think something wrong with them, but you're able to see that your moods change. You able to see, different things about yourself that's not normal. But we are
Right.
shoving the rug when we should seek help. And that's what a lot of people fail to do. So that'll cause us to go to work one day and do something or say something crazy, we may cause ourselves to get terminated. We cause a lot of affliction upon ourselves by not getting proper help, by not managing and being able to do what is needed to get this under control. So
Right.
it's very important that, yes, you seek help, and that you start to do things about your situation, because sometimes we may be the only adult in the house. Many
Right.
black
And
males are
that's
single.
what it was
So,
for me. Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
For a while
So
I was.
now your kids are trying to see about themselves and also take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
So
And make sure.
and that's not good. They
Nope.
trying to make decisions and choices that you should be making. And so you have, as I said, you can't be selfish. You have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I need help. I need to talk with someone. I need to get with a doctor. I need to get with my pastor. I need to get with the elder, somebody that you can confide
Somebody.
in and start the process. Because if you don't, it's going to lead to other devastating, traumatic things. As I said before, some people have given all their money away, have went broke, doing things because of the state of mind that they was in.
Right.
Um, some people, have caused themselves many heartaches due to making the wrong choices because of feeling unworthy, feeling down, feeling like nobody cares, feeling lonely, feeling sad, feeling like, life is not worth the living. So they'll make decisions, give over something, do something crazy, and it's going to cause, problems for them
Mhm.
even more. So there's another traumatic experience that you got to deal with. So,
Right.
in other words, you keep adding to the fire, you keep digging a deeper hole, you keep sinking yourself more and more if you don't get help and get a hold of what you're going through.
Listen, right now we have talked and we have had an amazing conversation. We're not ending yet, but I do
Mhm.
want to stop because she talked about major depression. I am diagnosed with major depression disorder, major depressive
Mhm.
disorder. And sometimes
Mhm.
I have bouts of suicidal thoughts, ideations. Um,
Mhm.
and it's a really dark place, right? And
Yes.
I don't get there often, but it's a
Mhm.
really dark place. It's a hopeless place. Your
Yes.
mind, you can't see past what is going on. Even a woman of faith, you can't.
Yes.
You get tired of going through life. You get tired of
Mhm.
not being able to pay the bills. You get tired of being in these, unfruitful, abusive
Mhm.
relationships. You get tired of not being good enough for your children. You get tired of not being good enough for whoever. You get tired of not feeling good enough for yourself. You get tired.
Mhm.
If you ever
Mhm.
get tired, suicide hotline, you ain't got to call nobody, text them. Text
Mhm.
988. Okay?
Mhm.
Text this
Yes,
number.
absolutely. Get
Reach
help.
out. Try to reach
Mhm.
out. I know that when you get in that situation, you really don't want one, don't want nobody to know, but you really don't want to die.
Right. Absolutely.
So if you're watching it right now and we have hit you right in your gut, you
Mhm.
don't want to die. You want the pain to stop.
Yes.
You want the cycle to stop. You don't want
Yes.
to die. Life
Yes.
is worth living. If it was your time
Yes.
to go, you would have been gone. You are not in charge. It's gonna get
Absolutely.
better. Your greater
Yes.
your ladder is greater than your now.
That's right.
Get down, kitty. You on national TV. Get down. You famous. You famous, kitty. Get down.
So that's why stress is so important to get help. When you seeing the signs and you knowing that something is wrong, you need to reach out and get help, because one traumatic experience can lead to another,
That's right.
and you're just going to continue to add on to your situation. And as I was saying before, you really going to have to become sold out to your faith if you're going to use your faith to go through this, because you got to be able to trust in God. You got to be able to have faith to know that He gonna supply my needs. He's gonna work this out. He's always came through for me. So
Always.
now you got the positive self-talk going on. We
Yes.
all have to use positive self-talk to encourage ourselves, just like David. So you
Yes.
got to be, in that place where, okay, God, I know I'm not perfect. And he know we're not perfect, because he said iron sharpen iron. So that lets you know you need somebody. I need you, Anjanette Speaks.
I
You know,
need you,
I
Tandra.
need you. So he says, let the strong and bear the infirmities of the weak.
That's
So,
good.
we're going to get weak. We're going to get down. We're going to go through. And that's why people need to be real at what they do, because there are souls at stake. There are souls that are searching out, that is crying out for help. And you need prayer warriors to pray and to encourage. But that person also has to want to be helped.
Oh yes.
They got to be willing to
Oh
do the
yes.
work,
Oh
as I
yes.
keep saying, because there is no magic. You got to be willing and wanting to get better. Some people say they want to get better, then they don't want to get better because they love the attention. So
You
we
just
have to get some things straight. I
right.
want to
What is
get
it?
better for me. Yes. I want to be better for my kids. I want to be independent. I want, to live a healthy life, because it's not healthy when you always depressed. And then you causing trauma in those kids more than you realize, because you
Right.
raising them up on an up and down level.
That's how my kids were. The first two. Yep. That
Hmm
my
So
daughter
it's
said.
causing problems with them.
And it
It
causes
caused
problems
problems at
too.
school,
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know how to take you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1 minute you're snapping, 1 minute you're laughing, 1 minute you're crying, and all they see is mom,
Right.
and the love that they have for mom, what is going on with mom.
Mom, right. And
So
I,
they
I
be
called myself trying to hide it. But girl, I wasn't hiding nothing. My daughter
no,
was telling me,
we
she said,
think that, but we're not.
my daughter said, what make me mad is you be depressed and then go to church and nothing happens. And we come home and you depressed again.
Hmm
Like, and it confused her because she's like, okay, if God is, then what is going on with my mama? Well,
hmm
I still wasn't trying to get no help. I'm up at 5 in the morning and doing the prayer all, and I'm in the closet, and I'm da 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 da. And I might get down and I'm like, God, take it. Or is this my thorn?
And I'm so glad you brought that out, because we have to be so very careful, um, especially with young people, babes in the ministry, and not just children, but babes in the ministry, people just coming into the church, and we're doing things, and they saying, okay, we serving God, but look what continues to happen. You know, they serving
Yes,
God, but look at this or look at that, and it discouraged them.
yes.
It discouraged their
That's
beliefs,
good.
and
That's
it
good.
discouraged them to even want to go to church. So yes, you're not superwoman, but also you have to be careful how you do things and how you live, so that you won't be affecting someone else. Has they say, bleeding on someone else to make it more
Right,
fun.
right,
Hurt people, and we
right.
bleed on other people, and we're not well. So, but it goes back to the end. Every individual, you have to take your eyes off of people and concentrate on you. But we also have to be mindful of who we affecting at the same time. So it's very important, imperative to get help, to realize things and to understand things, because a lot of times we don't know the things that we're causing to erupt in our own homes, erupt in our children,
That's good.
it to come in and damage our house and make our house dysfunctional. So, we have to be so very careful, and which leads to substance abuse
Okay.
for a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, lead to other things people do that become very addictive, taking pills to try to numb the pain,
Yeah, coping
taking
skills. Trying to
pills,
cope.
yeah, to escape, yeah, and trying to cope. And you have to learn how to love yourself too. I will say that and put that out there. A
Let's
lot of
let's
people,
let's take a break for about 2 seconds, and
okay,
we're gonna come back and talk about self love and how self love can be a way to manage your depression. And we're going
Right.
to also touch about addiction. So those two things we're going to talk about next. I'm just going to take a little break, go get some water. Y'all
Absolutely.
go get some Kool-Aid or whatever, and we'll be right back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Let me bring on my lady. We just wanted to stop right quick and get some water.
Yes.
We ain't wanna be drinking all in your face, pulling up bottles out. Y'all know I always got my little drink, my little coffee or something, but you know, I didn't want to just be rude. I'm trying to we got company. We can't act like yeah, we got even though we want her to be at home, we got company. So
Yes.
listen, what I found during the healing journey is that self-care really did help me manage both. Taking my medicine was self-care, right? But then there
Yes.
were other things that I did to take care of my soul, my spirit, drank water, right? I
Yes.
drank a
Yes.
gallon of water a day at one point. I don't do that anymore, but I was. And I really did feel better.
Right.
So can you talk about self-care and how you said I learned to love yourself? And when people used to tell me that, I never knew what that was. So can you break that down into what that looks like, loving on you? And
Okay, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm not gonna tell my age, but back in my days, if you was dark skinned,
Oh,
female,
you
you was
already talking.
unacceptable. It wasn't, it was like you was the plague or something, and everybody wanted a red bone. Oh, she pecan tan, and this, that, and the other. So, they kind of look down upon dark skinned, brown skinned women, and I had to come to a point where I knew I was beautiful. Whether if I was light skinned, whether I'm dark skinned, I'm beautiful. And you have to value yourself. You have to say, I'm not going to let anybody talk to me any kind of way and just dump all their trash on me and just do me any kind of way. You got to love yourself enough to have a standard, to love yourself enough to have self-respect, and I'm going to be respected, and not arrogant or high-minded, but coming to a point where it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. It doesn't matter if I'm in their group. It doesn't matter if I sit at their table for lunch. You know, all those
Validation
things
is
don't bother
important.
me. Right. I'm
Hmm.
not trying to be accepted any longer. I'm not trying to be liked, by everybody. And coming to a point where you loving yourself. If you don't love how you look, your weight, do something about it. Understanding
Right.
the keys and the power that you have to change things. You don't have to stay overweight. If you don't want your hair black, you want it blonde, then dye it blonde. They even make contacts. If you want hazel eyes, get you some contacts and get you some hazel eyes. But all in all, you got to love you.
That's
I
right.
got dark brown eyes. I'm not a blonde, and I'm comfortable with that. But if I want to wear a blonde, I wear a blonde, but that doesn't make me who I am. Those
Right.
are just um things,
Aesthetic.
yes, that I put on sometimes to enhance, change my look, however, at that particular time. But I know who I am, and that's what's important. Understanding who you are, and this is me. versus
Right.
I'm trying to walk in somebody else's expectations. I'm
Right.
trying to be something that I'm not. I'm trying to please a man. I'm trying to be this person, that everybody wants me to be, and I'm drowning.
Right.
I can't do it any longer. I don't know how to do it any longer. You just have to start being able to say no. You know,
Setting
your
boundaries.
yay be yay, yes, and your nay be nay. Having
Yeah.
those boundaries. Yes,
Yeah.
having that balanced life. You got to have a balanced life, and you got to take care of you. You got to get your nails done sometimes, get you a pedicure, go out and pamper yourself at times, you know, um, eat well, exercise, go on a trip, get with your girlfriends, go to the beach, plan. Sometimes we might not always have the money right at hand, but planning is the key.
That's good. Cause see,
Plan it.
so what I always talked about self-care and I knew it to be something on the outside. But
Mm-hmm.
then when I started to really hone in on what it total package looked like, there's a place in you where you get to the place where you want to be whatever you want someone to give you, you need to give yourself. So a lot of us
Right.
are looking for love. And I
Right.
wrote this article thing one time about looking for love and how I was looking
Mm-hmm.
for love and trying to find somebody to love me. And what God did is He took me on this journey. I didn't know what was going on, but
Mm-hmm.
He took me on this journey of loving me just
Mm-hmm.
how I am, loving my big old mouth, loving my skin color, because I come from a
Mm-hmm.
dark skinned women and I'm
Mm-hmm.
pecan tan. What you say? That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And all my mama, you saw my mama. My mama's dark. My
Yes.
eyes are dark. Everybody's dark. But me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only girl, and I'm dark. I'm like the whole family, all of them are dark, and I'm light.
Yes.
And that can have its own effect,
Yes. Absolutely.
right? Because no, they don't talk about me and say I'm this and that. Nobody ever did that. But you don't look like them.
Yes.
And then you don't
Yes.
fit in because there's a different level of down to earth than you have if you came from a whole light skinned, long hair family. I come from
Mhm.
dark skinned girls, women, right? Hard
Mhm.
working, dark skinned, serious women.
Mhm.
So I'm hard working, light skinned, serious
Mhm.
woman. And
Yes.
so turn me inside out and I'm dark. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I had to get to the place where my strength, my aunt used to talk about the pitch in our voices, right? I don't
Mhm.
have that. Hello, hi, my name is Saint Jeanette. I have a very strong, authoritative voice.
Yes.
And I had to get used to that. Why you talk so loud?
Yes.
Why you talking like this? Why you trying to tell me what to do? Why you mad? And it makes you, when people give you all that outward criticism, it makes you uncomfortable with who you are. And I had to get to the
Mhm.
point where I accepted everything about myself that I was looking
Mhm.
for someone else to accept.
Yes. Yes.
And then rejection doesn't come so easy.
Absolutely not.
What I looked up about rejection when I was going through the period of where I was feeling rejected, like bad, it was saying
Mhm.
that there's places about you that you reject.
Yes.
And that's why you can receive rejection. Because if you
Mhm.
accept yourself and work on accepting yourself, you can't feel rejected. And I can
Right.
honestly say that's something I don't struggle with no more. Because you can
Right.
like me and now I don't care. You
Absolutely.
gonna take me as I am or you ain't, and it is what it is. And if you don't, cool, because I like me.
That's right. And you come to terms with that,
You come to
certain things
terms
about
with it.
your life, my nose big, my lips big, or whatever, you know, I'm big boned, you know,
Right.
whatever it is, you come to terms with it.
I'm
This is who
tall
I
for a
am.
woman. I'm
Yes,
a 6 foot woman. Baby, be your
yes,
6 foot and rock your 6 foot.
right.
Well,
Because everybody
find
got
clothes.
something.
That's right.
Yes,
Everybody got some fine clothes that accent you. If you big chested and you don't like it, but you can wear clothes that make you look good, do it.
right,
Like it.
right,
Accept it.
right.
Embrace it. Because when you embrace it, can't nobody take that from you.
That's right. And that goes back to learning you and loving you because, for me, I didn't wear clothes always that was in style. I wore what fitted me. Just because um that bodycon dress is in style, I'm not gonna put it on. And I'm
Me
not
either.
gonna hate on somebody else that can wear it. But what I'm saying is I'm not gonna put on something that does not fit me. I have come to terms, I don't have a body for a bodycon, you know, and I'm okay with it. You got to be okay with you. And
Mm-hmm.
if whatever you can change, change it. And what you can't worry about it. You got to live and life goes on. And you
That's
can't
right.
waste time trying to fit into people's opinions,
That's right.
what people think, what people want. And, social media, we know all that plays a big part in that today, you know. And it did back in the day, people, put their little opinions out there, and then they always showed the skinny women,
Right.
on TV, the light skinned women, so forth. And you had to be feeling like that you had to have the mixed color or light skin, to order to be that person or be that woman or to fit into that category. But that's not true.
Mm.
And we living in a different time. It's on you. Today I can, say it's on you. Whatever you want, you got the keys to your life and you can make a
Right.
difference. Yes, and it's up to
Ah,
you to make that difference.
that it's
Yes,
up to you. Listen,
yes,
we have had a blast on today. Haven't we gotten some
yes.
amazing information? We got some good information today. So listen, if you
Amen.
are struggling with depression and you are a Christian, please know that there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with
Amen.
you having depression, anxiety. But we want you to have faith in yourself and have faith in God that He will help you manage it until He delivers you.
That's right. Amen.
And we want to encourage you to
Yes,
love on yourself, get up and
yes,
walk. If you can't do
yes,
nothing else, get up, take a bath, put some clothes on. That is a
yes,
major accomplishment for someone that's depressed. And if for any
yes.
reason you are feeling suicidal, I put the link up there in the chat. It was this right here, the suicide hotline 988. Listen, I am an author in a book. It's called Unmuted. We have
Yes,
20 women, and these are some amazing stories. Listen, this is
yes,
uncommon stories. This book is $20. If you send me a cash app, breakthrough 618, so $ breakthrough THRU down at the bottom, you can get this book. We will send it to you. I will order it from our publisher, Ms. Tandra, Destiny Speaks International, and we will send this book to you. So if you send me a cash app, put your information in there, your contact information, so we can reach out to you. $20. We're gonna get you this book. Listen, this book has overcoming stories in it, testimonies of God's greatness, things that God did. My chapter in this book is called From the Grave to Glory, and I talk about how I was in the grave and in the pit and what God did to bring me to where I am now.
wow,
And so,
powerful.
yes. And so,
Yes,
and listen,
get
I
the
did
book.
yeah, get the book. Get the get get the book. Get the book. You want to
Yes,
get the book. You want to get the book for yourself, right? You want to get the book.
yes,
So get the book. I am working on another project. It's called The Other Side of Healing. And so I think that that is going to be amazing. It's going to help people that have gotten to that other side, and it's like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what to do after
yes,
this, right? So I want to make sure that you guys get the information, get the book, and get everything that you need. Anjanette Speaks is all about you getting what you need to go to the next level, even if it's through talk.
yes,
All
yes,
right. Listen, we want to thank you, prophetess, pastor, teacher, and
Thank you.
future doctor Sandra Williams Warren for coming to San Antonio, Texas, all the way from Alabama. And listen, she is amazing, amazing to talk to, a wealth. As you can see, you can just sit up there and listen to her. She's a wealth of information. I hope y'all took notes because I didn't get my pen and paper out because I didn't know it was going to get this deep. But that was some good stuff. Rewind it and watch it on the replay if you missed it. Listen, this
Yeah.
has been another edition of Anjanette Speaks with Endure Entertainment. When you think of Endure Entertainment, we think of clean entertainment. And when you think of clean entertainment, think of Endure Entertainment. And Jeanette Speaks, the real, the raw, and the inspiring. We want to thank you. Thank you, thank you,
Yes,
thank you for
yes,
listening to us
yes,
today.
yes.
Last words? Any last words?
So proud to be on here, Anjanette. And for that person that's listening that needs to get help, get help. You just a step away from your victory. Your
All
ladder is
right.
better than your
All
amen.
right. Your ladder is better than your greater. You heard her. You heard her. Listen.
Yes,
We
yes.
thank you. We thank you for joining us on today. This has been another edition of Anjanette Speaks, the real, the raw, and the inspiring.
Amen.